Netherlands Man is back with another video. As expected yesterday, I judged myself even though I didn't have to do anything except for a little bit of cleaning and also just some maintenance work. I did judge myself quite harshly for not being productive, and I was lazy. I also watched quite a bit of social media, which I don't regularly do. I always wait until late at night to watch social media. So yesterday I predicted that because I'm gonna have a bit of free time, I'm gonna judge myself for not really being as productive as I should be. And that's the problem, because I don't need to be productive, because I don't have a lot of things to be productive about. Is this guy gonna go, or he's gonna let me go? He's gonna let me go. That's nice of him to check his mirrors. Well, he passed right besides me. So now I'm going to Utrecht to meet with my friend once again and maybe do some nature exploring or whatever. We're just gonna be hanging out. Even though it's quite expensive to go there, I've saved about €4 by biking to Amsterdam Central, to the station, and half of the road is by ferry and half of it is by bike. So I'm gonna go take a ferry and then park my bike, and then I'm gonna go take the train. Hopefully no one steals my bike. I don't want them to steal my bike, but if that happens, I'm gonna be very, very pissed, and hopefully it doesn't happen. 11,000 bikes get stolen every year. Well, they get declared stolen, so it's probably 2 times as much or 3 times more than they are telling us. So it's fun. Next week probably I'm gonna get an e-bike, and I'm gonna start judging myself that much about not being productive just because I'm gonna have 2 jobs. I'm gonna have 2 jobs. Don't worry too much, it's not 2 full-time jobs, even though if I could I would. But I can't, basically because I still have to do meditation, I still have to do editing and all the posting and all the comments that I do every day, so it ain't that easy to do 16 hours of work, plus commuting. But with an e-bike, it will be so much easier to commute back and forth from work, and I'll be enjoying the e-bike a bit more than the bike that I have right now. It's been interesting. I did a bit of cleaning today, and I watched some of my old videos, and I was like, wow, I don't even remember saying that, and I don't even remember those things that I was thinking. And honestly, it took me by surprise that the things that I really appreciated were the minutiae, the things that are really, really boring for other people. I was basically talking about my dog, Sophie, who needed 2 jabs. She had a rash on her back, and she needed a few injections from the vet. And I didn't even remember that. I was like, wow. And then I talked about the fact that I've trained her that day for about 30 or 45 minutes with the hair cutting machine, with the trimmer, that's how it's called. And I was just training her, giving her food, making her touch it while it vibrates, and yeah, by pointing at it, and every time she touched it, I would give her food. That's basic conditioning. And It was super nice. I was feeding her and then letting her I was touching her back with the buzzer, but not the cutting part, the one that's just vibrating, the other part, the handle. And it was super nice to look back at those things. And also how I was feeling was so much more important to see how I was conducting myself, how I was feeling, the conversations I had with some friends of mine. And it was super interesting to notice the difference, to notice how much more alive I am right now and much more free, even though not a lot of things have gone my way. Quite a few are basically going the wrong way. But all bad things sometimes lead to, well, not all of them, but some bad things lead to good things, such as the fact that I'm working. And basically, I wouldn't have gotten a job if I didn't basically get screwed and couldn't work on my business for 5 months. I still work on my business about 45 minutes a day. That's all that I can do in the limitations have been set upon me. They're not even limitations, man. You can do it, but you have to be careful. When, well, I can post more courses, but I risk it all, And it's as if you were playing poker and you went all in every single time. That's how it would be, because I still have about 20 hands. Let's use the analogy of poker. 20 courses left to post. And if one of them gets flagged, I lose everything. So I much rather take the decision to wait for 6 months or 5 months until the penalties go away, the strikes on my account go away. Oh, sunlight. This guy is working on the high electricity thing yet again. They're dusting it off. Oh no, they're actually doing some concrete work. That's interesting. They did this last time I went to the beautiful Amsterdam. They did some maintenance work on these high electricity things. And the poles, I don't know how they called, man. The high voltage things. Power lines. And what I was saying, wow, what a beautiful tree and a beautiful sun. I didn't want to go out. I was just being lazy and getting sucked in by social media, just because I started watching, wow, that's such a beautiful bull. You have to see this bull, man. You have to see it. You have to see this bull. Hello, little bull. Hello. Hi. Hello. Hi. Do you see him? Do you see him over there? Very far. Such a beautiful bull, man. Let's see. Bit of zoom? Maybe. Such a beautiful bull. Nice and interesting. Yeah, now I have to undo the zoom. I did it. So I was saying that the most interesting things were the minutia, the things that I was not really proud of saying, not really proud. I was like, these are boring stuff. These are uninteresting things to talk about. But for me, they were the most important things. And I think that that's the secret of this whole channel. It's the fact that I do it for myself. And even though that sounds really ridiculous to say out loud, I get the most benefit out of these videos because I can go back and rewatch them. And even though a lot of things have not gone my way and I haven't been able to do all of the things that I wanted, which is almost always, well, I did all of the things that were in my control. Like basically everything that I was accountable for, I did. I made the courses that I set out to do. I published some of them. I did the work, I edited them, I did all of the things. And actually, I went overboard and did more courses than I was, almost 10 more courses than I was on the hook for this year. I wanted to do 30 courses and I did 38, I think. I don't know, man. 35? No, 35. I did 36 actually, but 3 of them I didn't post. So 33, I did 10% more, and I could have done more, but I didn't because it didn't make sense, and it still doesn't make sense until I post all of the courses to make more courses, even though I'm gonna make more courses just to have them ready. And as soon as I go back, I might, and I should, start the second business. That would need to be up and running because every little bit of dollaroos count, and everything that you can save is amazing. And I want to talk just a bit about a thing that I've been thinking about for the last, I think, 3 or 4 days. I've been thinking about this concept that I'm not working for money at all. I'm working for assets. That's exactly what I'm trying to buy. I'm trying to buy assets instead of thinking of work as being getting money and stuff like that. It's like, how can I get assets that will set me up better in the future? Because I don't really have things to do with my money. Like, the things that I enjoy is this, just walking around, just seeing things. I don't have expensive tastes. Well, at least if I do spend money on things that are expensive, such as cameras, microphones, bikes, I get money out of it quite often. Except for this camera. This camera and this microphone hasn't produced me anything just yet. But it does produce me a lot of joy and a lot of happiness in terms of being able to make these videos and to go out. And also, it's more importantly, it saved me a lot of stress because I can take this camera everywhere. Not only can I take it everywhere, but it's rainproof, dustproof, and I can have a little bit more fun, and it's much easier to use than the other camera, even though the quality is not as impressive, but it's much more impressive than 99% of the movies that were made before the 2000s, I think. So, or yeah, I think so. They didn't have 4K. And, well, you gotta think about those things. So I was thinking about 4 days about this thing where I'm buying assets. Whenever I'm working, I'm trying to buy assets. And this is a very interesting mind shift, mindset shift, talking in self-development shitty terms. And what I'm trying to do is basically acquire things that can produce more money, not only things that depreciate. That's the definition of an asset. And, well, they do depreciate, but much on a much longer time horizon, and not only on a much longer time horizon, but they will be paid off and profitable by the time they have problems. So that's exactly what I'm trying to do, is take advantage of this discrepancy in earnings that I can earn over here versus what I can earn back home, and buy some assets. Hopefully this doesn't end up like my other plans. So I'm gonna do everything that I can, and usually that's all the things that I can take advantage of, because I know I'm reliable in those terms. If I set some things and I said I'm gonna do them, I'm probably gonna do them, and I've been getting better and better at this. I've been more consistent. So this year was the year of consistency. And in terms of buying the house, I'm trying to buy a house because I don't own a house, and I want to own a house. Trying to get a mortgage, actually, not to buy a house. It's a different thing. But I'm also trying to pay the mortgage as fast as possible so I don't pay interest, like huge amounts of interest. I'm probably gonna pay it in about 3 years if I'm lucky and things go according to plan. A lot of things can change, and yeah, I'm cognizant of the fact that there are going to be a lot of things that will derail my plans, but I am flexible. I look at other opportunities and I look at other things. Like, for instance, the fact that I'm here in the Netherlands is because I've looked at other opportunities while I was doing something that I was supposed to do, and I did it. But I was thinking, like, I'm gonna have 6 months where I don't need to make courses. What should I do? Well, this was before, because I prepared 6 months, more than 6 months of courses, more like 8 months of courses. And I was like, what am I going to do? It makes no sense to get a job here. Might as well just get a job somewhere else. And I started looking before the incident happened. So before it even happened, I opened some doors and I looked and I found the jobs and I found the listings of the jobs. And I was like, wow. And then when the thing happened the next day, the very next day, I just applied for, I think, 6 or 7 jobs. 2 of them called me. One of them was nicer, but I couldn't probably get it. It was in the Frankfurt airport, and it had better, I think, better pay. And also it had better accommodation and better, you worked less hours. But, and it was in a city, the Frankfurt. In Frankfurt, this is a city as well, Zaandam. So this is good. I chose well because I got about 5 options, and I chose this one because it was closest to a city, and also it was a city itself, even though I live in the industrial area, which is probably not very healthy. But I trust the Dutch people are more able to follow protocol and restrictions towards pollution. And they kind of do, hopefully. It does smell quite awful in the morning on the bridge when I'm going to work. It smells like booze. And now the thing that I was trying to say is that I will do all of my best, and I'm gonna be flexible. Even if things don't go my way, I'm gonna still try to change my plan according to the things that are going on. The plan is changed quite a bit because I am going to come back to the Netherlands a few times more. Well, probably gonna live here 6 to 8 months a year, then go back home 4 to 6, depending on the way that I'm feeling and the way that I want to do it. So the plan is to do that in order to pay my mortgage as fast as possible for a few years, maybe 3, maybe 5, maybe 6, who knows? And then I'm gonna try to get another mortgage, either sell the current property and get a bigger one, if that makes more sense, or just get a second one. Because sometimes it's better to just pull out the money that you've invested in the first property and put it as a deposit for the second one, and then basically get a very, very small loan. Well, not very, half of it, 50%, and then pay that loan much faster than to get the other loan. Yeah, it's complicated. Loans are very complicated things, but once you understand the rules and you do the math and you find the calculators and you find the amortization calculators, you start to understand how they work and how they can be a good thing. They're not always a bad thing. They're a bad thing only if you pay the minimum amount monthly. That's how they are bad. They are very good if you pay extra money, but you have to talk to your bank first. So first talk to your bank and then see if they accept principal payments, which they should. And if they do, start paying extra, because every little cent counts. You can cut the interest rate, the interest payments in half very easily. So yeah, the idea is to do this kind of work before you get a mortgage or a loan or something like that. That's the idea. If you do the work beforehand, you're not gonna have to pay unnecessary amounts and unnecessary fees and interest rate. So doing the work beforehand always pays off. I am here in the middle of nowhere, just like what's it called? Like I remind myself of where I was living just 2 weeks ago, just in the middle of absolutely nowhere. Well, not really. Netherlands is a small country in terms of size. It does have a population similar to my own country. And now I'm waiting for my friend, and we're gonna go to a park or something. And we're gonna have a bit of a fun time just walking and sitting. There's a lot of sun, but there is some concerning clouds from the left side, as you can see over there. Some concerning looking clouds. And I also need to meditate. So I'm gonna squeeze in some meditation sessions. I'm gonna see how I'm gonna do that. I need to meditate for an hour. Maybe I'm gonna convince my friend to do so, or he's gonna just take a walk and I'm gonna meditate. There are some nice flowers over on this side. I can admire them from afar. And now we're gonna see how long my friend is gonna be late. He does have a car, so he shouldn't be late, man. He did check his messages, so he's probably on his way. It's good that I have my camera with me and I can do these types of things, because I used to get a bit annoyed at friends whenever they would be late. And that's when I just decided to sit for an hour and, 30 minutes, I think, and just decided to basically solve that issue forever. And it's not by getting rid of the friends, it's by actually having things to do when I'm about to meet them, because I do not use social media as much. So it's not as if I can watch something, but I can create something. So that's nice. And just like that, another beautiful day is over. I am here in the park and I'm waiting for my friend. Hopefully he comes back and we get to spend some more time together. It's been interesting to stay in the park, to play some sports, some tennis, some football, and to really enjoy the beautiful sunset. I'm enjoying it so much just because I meditated for an hour just here. And I also have some back pain, which is absolutely horrendous. I did start to have it a few days ago, and I need to be stretching and pulling the back muscles. Hopefully I will get over that soon enough. I did get over the back pain in my upper back, and my friend is coming back, so that's cool. And now I'm trying to get rid of the pain in the lower back, which is a bit more stiff and a little bit harder to get rid of. Thank you for watching, and see you tomorrow.